In Seoul, Dr. Gi-soo conducts extreme experiments on animals to save his daughter, who relies on his machines to stay alive. Mutated animals roam the lab as Gi-soo eliminates his assistant to conceal his actions and test his latest serum on him. Authorities raid the lab, seeking Gi-soo's arrest for causing numerous deaths with his experiments. In a bid to prove his discovery, Gi-soo injects himself with the serum but is shot down. An earthquake strikes, causing widespread destruction in the city, including the lab. While the authorities flee, Gi-soo remains to safeguard his daughter. The earthquake razes the area, leaving it barren. Survivors gather in small villages, facing severe resource scarcity. Water scarcity persists due to infrequent rainfall. Venturing beyond settlements poses risks as desperate individuals resort to violence for sustenance, limiting hunting expeditions to a few armed men. 3 years post-earthquake, Ji-won ventures out with his bow in search of prey. He encounters a growling crocodile and takes cover behind a car. Lighting his arrow ablaze, he aims for the crocodile's head, causing it to writhe in pain before succumbing. Excitedly, Ji-won approaches his prey, but the crocodile unexpectedly revives and charges at him. Ji-won's arrows prove ineffective against the crocodile's tough hide, prompting him to seek refuge inside a car. However, the crocodile thrusts its head through the window in an attempt to attack him. Just then, Nam-san intervenes, swiftly beheading the crocodile with a machete. Returning to the village, they butcher the crocodile and trade its meat for supplies. Su-na and her grandmother Yeon-soo arrive to collect some meat, but Ji-won's attempts at flirting are in vain. The peaceful morning is shattered by the arrival of a violent gang in a crude car, which crashes into a tent. Claiming to search for a criminal, they show a poorly drawn picture, causing confusion among the villagers. The gang proceeds to apprehend individuals resembling the sketch, leading to a scuffle when a man tries to resist, resulting in his arm being cut by one of the gang members. After Su-na rejects the gangster's advances, he forcibly grabs her hair and shoves Yeon-soo to the ground. Ji-won intervenes to protect them, sparking a confrontation. Although he initially knocks down one of the assailants, he soon finds himself outnumbered as the rest of the gang joins the fray. Nam-san, growing weary of the spectacle, swiftly intervenes and effortlessly subdues the criminals with his martial prowess. Even when one of them attempts to attack his leg, Nam-san remains unfazed. He easily overpowers another assailant who wields a pipe and interrogates him for information, pushing him onto a nearby meat table. The gangster reveals they serve a man named Tiger, a name Nam-san recognizes. Noticing the gangster's access to clean water, they explain it comes from the sole remaining apartment building, where survivors have built a thriving self-sustaining community. Upon hearing Nam-san's name, the gangsters recognize him and hastily retreat. Later, a well-dressed group of recruiters arrives at the village from the apartment building. Seeking families with teenage children, they aim to safeguard the future. Su-na reluctantly agrees to depart for her grandmother's sake. As night falls, Su-na and Yeon-soo trek towards the apartment building with the recruiters. Spotting movement in the darkness, they initially hide, but upon signaling with their lantern, they confirm it's another group of recruiters. Both parties proceed together, and Su-na forms a bond with a girl named Ju-yi from a neighboring village. Yeon-soo's frail body gives way, causing her to collapse, mirroring the fate of another elderly member of the group. A recruiter informs them of a nearby medical station where the elderly can recuperate while the recruiters arrange transportation to the apartment building later. Shortly after, they encounter parked cars, prompting Su-na's confusion regarding their proximity and why they weren't utilized earlier for the elderly. Sergeant Kwon disregards her query, but Su-na notices an odd wart behind his ear. Meanwhile, Yeon-soo and the elderly man are led to a ravine caused by the earthquake, where the elderly man is shoved off the edge, and Yeon-soo is stabbed. Nam-san and Ji-won, who are hunting, witness the incident. Upon being noticed by the recruiters, they open fire. Reacting swiftly, Nam-san dispatches both recruiters in seconds. However, to his astonishment, they rise again and resume fighting. Ji-won distracts an adversary by fleeing, causing him to injure himself on concrete while attempting pursuit, yet he remains alive. It's then revealed that these men also bear the peculiar wart behind their ears. With a strategy in mind, Ji-won continues the struggle, luring his opponent into one of his animal traps, ensnaring him. However, the man uses a knife to free himself and resumes the pursuit of Ji-won. Just as he is about to strike, Eun-ho intervenes, ultimately dispatching the man by decapitation. Meanwhile, Nam-san remains engaged in combat with the other assailant, impaling him on a metal rod. However, the assailant dislodges himself and attempts a surprise attack from behind. Eun-ho hurls a knife to hinder his advance, enabling Nam-san to utilize the same knife for a decisive decapitation. Afterward, Ji-won and Nam-san conduct a proper burial for Yi and Soo, while Eun-ho elaborates on her mission to reach the apartment building and safeguard its occupants along with her team. She formerly served in the Air Force, where they conducted aerial missions to rescue earthquake survivors. Upon discovering the sole-standing building, they aided the residents in clearing the area and reconstructing the community. During this process, Gi-soo appeared and offered medical assistance, but his true intentions surfaced after a few days. Parents became increasingly concerned when their children failed to return following Gi-soo's intervention, prompting Eun-ho to confront him. Shockingly, Kwon and her team were collaborating with Gi-soo, as evidenced by Kwon shooting a comrade, only for the man to rise again, supporting Gi-soo's assertion that his experiments offered humanity's sole hope. Enraged, Eun-ho lunged at Gi-soo but was restrained by her comrades. A scuffle ensued, during which Eun-ho attempted to shoot Gi-soo, only to be preempted by Kwon's gunfire. With no alternative, Eun-ho leapt through a window and fled. Learning of these events, Ji-won and Nam-san resolved to aid Eun-ho, driven by their desire to rescue Soo-na. However, they recognized the need for a strategy to circumvent security measures. Meanwhile, in a nearby dilapidated building, two rival gangs forced civilians into deadly combat for amusement and gambling, threatening reprisals against their families if they refused. As a confrontation ensued over wagering, tensions escalated into a brutal melee, resulting in widespread bloodshed, yet the gang leader Tiger emerged unscathed, symbolizing his dominance. As the gangsters plummet to their demise one by one, Nam-san and the others arrive, seeking Tiger. Nam-san and Tiger were once boxing rivals, but Nam-san inflicted such severe injuries that Tiger was forced to retire, fueling his desire for revenge. The gangs unite to assail the trio, yet with Nam-san's and Eun-ho's combat expertise, they effortlessly overpower the street fighters. Ji-won holds his own admirably, releasing the captive civilians from their cages. With swift precision, Nam-san defeats Tiger, prompting the remaining gangsters to flee, only to be apprehended by the team for interrogation. He interrogates them while striking blows, prompting Tiger to admit he's the one arranging deals with the building residents. Tiger trades children for clean water, but he can only pass the barrier on specific delivery days, requiring Nam-san to strategize accordingly. Meanwhile, Soo-na's group reaches the apartment building, marveling at its organization. Guards patrol, solar panels provide electricity, and a small garden yields vegetables. The locals warmly greet them, and Gi-soo, the leader, offers clean water. Soo-na, mindful of her grandmother, conserves her water. Assigned an apartment, she discovers supplies, clothes, and running water. Concerned about her grandmother, Soo-na inquires, learning a ride is en route. Gi-soo then rewards top-performing students' families with luxurious accommodations on the 8th floor, exempting them from work and providing meal passes. However, private discussions reveal a stark truth. Only the children ascend to the 8th floor, while their families toil in the basement, purifying and bottling water. They toil daily for extended hours without the chance to reunite with their children. In Gi-soo's lab, Kwon consumes a whole mouse as the teacher informs Gi-soo that Soo-na and Eun-ho are suitable candidates for the experiments, prompting Gi-soo to emphasize the importance of hydration. Later, the teacher presents the girls to the class, where Soo-na notices the other teens' perpetual days and the scar behind their ears. Soo-na's suspicions grow as the teacher lectures them on the frailty of the human body and the necessity of evolution to survive without water. The class transforms into propaganda, glorifying Gi-soo as the sole savior and emphasizing their obligation to assist him. During lunch, everyone receives a water bottle, with the teacher stressing its importance, but Soo-na opts not to drink. Gi-soo arrives to deliver a speech and selects Ju-yi as his next helper. Soo-na inquires about her grandmother again, learning she's arrived sick and will be in the medical bay for a while. Despite Gi-soo's reminder to drink water, Soo-na only feigns compliance. Later, Gi-soo tests his latest serum on Kwon, who frets over the missing agents. He wishes for everyone to carry a serum injection, but Gi-soo offers a vague excuse against it. After Kwon departs, it's revealed Gi-soo is still striving to cure his daughter. At night, Soo-na sneaks out of bed and explores the building, hiding when she hears approaching footsteps. In the basement, soldiers attempt to rotate day workers with the night shift, leading to protests from Ju-yee's parents, who are denied access to their daughter. To prevent unrest, Gi-soo intervenes and assures Ju-yee's parents they'll see their child. Returning to Soo-na, she covertly enters Gi-soo's lab and examines his notes, revealing his experiments with reptiles to develop the serum due to their regenerative abilities. Initial trials involved younger individuals, resulting in fatalities. Soo-na then opens a door to find Ju-yee connected to a machine via incision behind her ear. Gi-soo enters, prompting Soo-na to hastily conceal herself. Seeing Ju-yee, her parents react with alarm, but Gi-soo rationalizes the situation as beneficial. To demonstrate his affection for children, he displays his efforts in caring for his own daughter. However, the parents are horrified to witness only the upper body of the girl preserved in a glass box, her heart still beating, revealing Gi-soo's grotesque methods. The parents refuse to comply and attempt to disconnect Ju-yee from the machine, causing her to suffer a seizure. Despite Gi-soo's efforts to assist her, Ju-yee tragically succumbs. Enraged, Gi-soo viciously attacks the father, while Kwon shoots the mother as she tries to flee. In the midst of this chaos, Gi-soo locates Soo-na and subjects her to his experimentation. While linking her to the machine, he elucidates that he selects teenagers for their pituitary gland-specific component, which he extracts through the water they consume daily, transforming it into a serum. As the machine activates, Soo-na cries out in agony. Meanwhile, Nam-san and his companions arrive in Tiger's truck under the guise of a delivery. The guard notices it's not the designated delivery day, and Tiger struggles to provide a convincing explanation. Suspicion grows among the soldiers, prompting them to inspect the truck's rear. Suddenly, Nam-san incapacitates a guard, accelerating past the soldiers despite their gunfire, crashing through the front gate and toppling the watchtower. Tiger seeks refuge as Nam-san, Ji-won, and Eun-ho engage in a firefight using weapons seized from the gang. As soldiers draw near, Eun-ho subdues them, clearing a path to the stairs. Breaking a lock, the trio enters an abandoned room, where Eun-ho is shocked to find her teammates imprisoned. Upon releasing them, they face reptilian-like zombies, formerly soldiers, who immediately attack. Nam-san swiftly saves Eun-ho, and the group opens fire, eliminating several enemies. Despite their efforts, the soldiers close in for close combat. While Nam-san and Ji-won defend themselves, Eun-ho, initially stunned, regains her composure after Ji-won's urging and joins the fight, dispatching zombies effectively. Working cohesively, they eliminate all opposition. Gi-soo offers to spare their lives if they depart, but Nam-san refuses over the intercom, causing discomfort to Gi-soo with the feedback. As Gi-soo returns to Soo-na, the trio advances upstairs, demolishing a door to neutralize more soldiers. With reinforcements arriving, Nam-san instructs the others to locate Soo-na while he handles the situation. Nam-san employs a fire extinguisher to create a smokescreen, using it as cover to neutralize the incoming guards. When he exhausts his ammunition, he wields his machete in close combat, swiftly dispatching soldiers and seizing their weapons to eliminate them. Facing another wave of soldiers, Nam-san utilizes the confiscated firearms to swiftly neutralize them. Afterward, he directs the workers in the basement to search for their children. Meanwhile, Eun-ho and Ji-won continue engaging soldiers as they ascend the building. As the opposition intensifies, Eun-ho provides covering fire while Ji-won proceeds upward. Combining her marksmanship and combat prowess, Eun-ho subdues the soldiers, leaving only Kwon remaining. Engaged in hand-to-hand combat, Eun-ho struggles against Kwon, whose serum-enhanced body and superior fighting skills make him formidable. Despite her efforts, Eun-ho manages to wound Kwon in the foot and eye, only to discover his protective lizard scales beneath the skin. In a subsequent attack, Kwon overpowers Eun-ho, inflicting further injuries and casting her off the balcony. Meanwhile, Ji-won systematically searches the upper floors until he locates the classroom, dispatching the guards swiftly. He apprehends the teacher to guide him to the lab, Although Ji-won urges the students to flee, they remain unmoved. As they make their escape, Kwon intercepts Ji-won and the teacher, but Nam-san intervenes, engaging Kwon in combat while the others depart. In the lab, Gi-soo administers the new serum but falls ill immediately due to Soo-na's refusal to drink the water. Warts emerge on Gi-soo's body as he vomits, but before he can retaliate against Soo-na, Ji-won arrives with the teacher. Gi-soo threatens Soo-na to distract Ji-won, while a soldier ambushes Ji-won, causing him to collapse. Gi-soo instructs the teacher and the soldier to secure his daughter in the briefcase while he retrieves the serum vials. Meanwhile, downstairs, Nam-san grapples with Kwon. Both demonstrate remarkable strength, hurling each other against various surfaces. Suddenly, Kwon seizes Nam-san, who exploits his opponent's momentum to hurl him through the window. Despite Kwon's attempt to cling to Nam-san impales his neck on the shattered glass, ultimately decapitating him. As the working parents finally reunite with their kids outside, Nam-san reaches the lab and seizes the soldier's gun to eliminate her and the teacher. Ignoring the teacher's pleas for aid, Gi-soo flees through the back door, dropping a grenade into the lab as he escapes. Ji-won rushes to the stretcher, overturning it with Soo-na on it, shielding them from the explosion. The loud blast rouses Eun-ho, who is found to be alive. With the lab ablaze, Nam-san uses a door to navigate through the flames and assist the teens. Outside the building, the residents spot Gi-soo attempting to flee and begin to assault him for his actions against the children. They also shatter all the serum tubes, but recoil as they witness the doctor's face undergoing a transformation. Enraged, Gi-soo grabs a weapon and shoots wildly, killing several residents and accidentally hitting his suitcase, causing medicine to spill out. Desperately, he tries to open it, but it's too late, his daughter is now dead. Overwhelmed, he vomits as his condition worsens. When the heroes arrive, Gi-soo fires again, prompting Nam-san to shoot him, finally ending his life. In an almost celebratory turn, the sky darkens, and rain begins to fall. Eun-ho decides to stay and aid in the rebuilding efforts, while Nam-san and the teens start their journey home. Along the way, they visit Soo-na's grandmother's grave, where she breaks down in tears. Don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications for more content like this. Thank you for watching.